I started noticing a pattern across my biggest life wins, and I couldn't ignore it. It has nothing to do with willpower or working harder or wanting it more. It comes down to this: you play your role and the universe plays its role. In high school, I used to study very diligently. I used to wake up at 4 a.m. and study for my classes. I wasn't trying to grip an outcome or get something out of it. I just really enjoyed the activity. It came down to me versus a classmate for becoming valedictorian. And to my surprise, I never thought I was going to get it. In fact, I secretly wanted it to be him so I could evade the valedictorian speech I would have to give. But of course, that was just my fear talking. But what's astounding in the story is that things fell into place effortlessly. Even though I was showing up fully engaged, to someone else, it would seem like a lot of work. But to me, I was far from burnout. I was flowing. And then years later, I've had several such stories. In fact, recently, I became a fractional head of growth in a very similar way. I wasn't stressed and frankly, not even too inspired for it. I just started showing up. I just started applying daily without expectations, fully engaged and enjoying the process. And it worked out very effortlessly. And several things fell into place a similar way. My USC trustee scholarship, which allowed me to go to the US, which was a big miracle and win for my family and me, to top tier management consulting that came out of the blue, to even getting into tech and growth roles in tech. So what is this pattern behind all these experiences? It's showing up for a goal you wanted and showing up consistently. And when taking action, being fully engaged and immersed in the action, not thinking about the outcome, not trying to control the outcome, but being truly present. There are two roles at play here. My role is to show up. It's to do the action as planned, or do the action that calls out to me in the moment with full immersion. When I'm thinking, I think. When I'm taking action, I take action. I don't mix the two. And the universe's role is to make it happen, is to bring you the outcome. It's to meticulously coordinate your participation in this vast interconnectedness that is the universe and bring your goals to life. Modern physics and ancient Eastern wisdom dating from Nagarjuna all point to the same thing. Reality is a web of relations, and we are a small sub-process, a fleck of a process in this giant universe that is also a process. And so we are all connected to every bit of the universe in ways our logical mind can't comprehend. But that is how reality works. And that is our intuition guiding us in this reality and coordinating with the whole. And so I have to keep tuning into the goals I desire and showing up for them with task-focused attention. Because the moment I'm doing something and questioning things, is this the right action? Will I ever make it like this? This will never work. I have stepped out of my role. I'm no longer doing task-focused attention and giving the action the full attention it needs. Now I'm doing the role of the universe. I'm trying to control the outcome, which is impossible to control. Getting the outcome is not my job. In fact, finding the next perfect action is also not my job. All I can do is take action that is called upon me and show up consistently and with full immersion. That is my job. Now let me look at the flip side. The flip side is me working on a startup idea that I've been working on for 3 to 4 years. And it has been the opposite of all this. Overthinking, anxiety, spiraling, inaction, just stuckness. And I realized that now, every time I tried to take action, I was doubting that same action. I was not in task-focused attention, but rather in full doubt, second guessing, leading to inefficient, ineffective, or actually inaction. So that's why it hasn't worked so far. It's not because of the market or timing or the idea isn't great. It's just that I'm doing the wrong role. I'm not following the role I'm meant to follow and trying to control the outcome, which is not in my hands, but in the universe's hands. So here's what I think will work based on my past experiences of having it work beautifully and effortlessly. It's scheduling and planning the action beforehand, and then just showing up for it and doing it in full immersion without doubting it. and repeating this process over and over, and being open to the intuition and inner guidance that springs about when you're in the non-thinking state in full immersion and acting on those bouts of curiosity. That's how you keep showing up, keep pivoting, keep iterating, and effortlessly flow to your goals. So my note to self and whoever is watching this is this: what goal have you been gripping in trying to manage the outcome and take action at the very same time? Try this on a smaller goal. Just focus on showing up consistently, and each time you show up, be fully immersed in the action, not thinking about trying to control the outcome, not pulling in doubt into it, but just being fully immersed in action. And watch how effortlessly your smaller goal comes into reality. This is how you build proof, and this is how you can apply this to your bigger goals. I'll be writing more of these notes to myself here. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next note.